Welcome to Eurovision Kiki. We're three Americans who have fallen in love with Eurovision. I'm Doug.
I'm Steven.
I'm Katie. And here on Eurovision Kiki, we're bringing you the best information about the Eurovision Song Contest.
We'll bring you the music, history, traditions,
and all the tea currently surrounding the world of Eurovision.
Thank you for joining us for another Eurovision Kiki. We are here with some extra special guests. And so I would like to welcome Shawn Myers of Internet fame.
Oh.
Let's go with that. If you are in the Eurovision bubble, you have probably heard the name. Let's put it that way. Or if you haven't, you should. And
welcome
also
back to
joining.
Thanks so much. I'm so happy to be here.
And also joining us is Brigitte, I believe, also known as BIRGO, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. We're going to edit that. But thank you, BIRGO, for joining us. Oh my gosh, we are so excited to have you here.
Thank you for being here.
And hopefully everyone by now has listened to your song, Stormchaser.
So good. So good.
Such a bop.
We love it.
So thank you both for being here today. I know sometimes with coordinating schedules, it can be difficult, but we are all here, all in the studio at the same time. So
amazing.
Well, why don't we just jump in and get started? I would love to know, first off, Shawn, how did you and BIRGO connect and start talking to each other?
So, in 2023, I want to say, I think, I came across one of her videos on Instagram. I was kind of already searching to find like the Iceland voice, like a good voice in Iceland, searching like on Instagram and TikTok, like hashtags like Icelandic singer or something along those lines. And it was a very like long search, and I have like on my Instagram like a saved folder of all these Icelandic singers, and then I eventually just like looked at all of them and I was like, this is the one. Like this was the one. And even when I saw one of her videos, like I was just like, this is the best voice I could find in the country. So I knew eventually I would probably be reaching out to her. And so yeah, I reached out to her. At that point, it was like late in the selection process for last year's Eurovision. So I already just had like a song that I was trying to find to like just throw to an artist. So we didn't curate that song, but that was a song called Giving Tree. Not my best work whatsoever. I'll be fully transparent. So we submitted that into the competition last year. My bad. It was a bad song. Didn't get through. And so this year we were like, let's just like literally make a song that is like hand printed, has words BIRGO written all over it. And so we came up with this concept, and we worked on the melody and the lyrics and all that stuff, and then we found the right one.
And what drew you to Iceland specifically? Like, I don't know what's that connection?
Yeah, so in 2009, my mom surprised me with a trip to Iceland. Long story short, I've been a weird kid my whole life. I've always been obsessed with Iceland. It was like an absolutely incredible surprise vacation that she took me on. And then in the airport, like when searching things to do in Iceland, I was on YouTube in its infancy at this point, and the first thing that came up was Johanna's performance of Is It True in the national final. It said like Johanna's going to be performing Is It True at the Eurovision Song Contest, and I was like, what is this beautiful woman and this beautiful song and this weird contest that I've never heard of? And so I looked up the contest, and then the rest is history. So Iceland has always had like a very, very special place in my heart, especially as someone who's also always like rooted for like underdogs in competitions like this. And Iceland's never won, and they've come so close twice. So yeah, that's why Iceland was, the one for me, I guess.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
BIRGO, what about this song in particular really drew you to want to record this?
I mean, it's just everything, really. It's just the progression of the song, the beat of the song. It's just so like Eurovision and so personal also, like the lyrics. It's a really, really big song. And just the whole process of it, like, it was just amazing. I'm just, so grateful Shawn reached out to me.
How has the relationship between the two of you grown throughout this journey?
I feel like we're just figuring out siblings.
It's funny because like at the very beginning, like when we submitted the first song, we were very like nicey nicey cutesy cutesy with each other, like very just like typing with each other, like hi, hope your day's going well. Just thought I'd pass this along, blah blah blah. And now I feel like our relationship is like brother sister, like we're just like constantly talking. Like at all points, like literally, I feel like I speak probably to her more than I speak to like everyone else in my life combined at this point. I think my boyfriend's getting like jealous, probably. Um, so, and I think the same is probably for her boyfriend too, because we speak nonstop about everything, all the way from like, yeah, the song itself to the staging to, you know, conversations that people are having online to polls to like everything. So it's really fun, but it's funny to see the change of being like nicey nicey cutesy cutesy to being like all caps, like we're gonna lose this competition if we don't do X, Y, and Z. So it's
Yeah,
really
I feel like creativity really unlocks when you get bitchy with each other.
yeah.
I mean, it's been true for us, so
Yeah.
The healthiest relationships are sometimes the ones where you kind of nitpick at each other on a regular basis. So just keep doing that, and I
Yeah.
think you have part of a winning formula to move forward in to Eurovision.
From your mouth to God's ears, let it be known.
Yeah, BIRGO, I have a question for you. So what's like your musical background? Like you obviously have an incredible voice. Have you always been into music? And what's kind of your bio?
Yeah, I just started singing before I started speaking. It's just always been a huge passion, and music has always been like in my background. My mom was working in choirs in the church, so I was always following her around. And then she realized like that I had maybe some talent, and she put me into opera to study that, which I didn't even know it was opera. She just said I was going to study singing, and I ended up being there for 2 years, but it was just not for me. I'm more of a pop girl. So yeah, and then I went into the pop world, and now I'm just here.
Do you think that opera training has still been like foundational and helped you with your vocals?
Yeah, I'm so grateful for that. Yeah, absolutely. All of my technique is from there.
Yeah. I mean, hitting those high notes.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, you got to do that technically sound.
Was that something Shawn always wanted in this particular song as you kind of created it? How did that come to be? Was it BIRGO? Did you just say, I got this?
A
Like,
riff?
watch
Yeah.
out.
I kind of said like I need to have a whistle note in this song. It's like I'm not singing it unless it has a whistle note.
Love
I
that.
feel like with Eurovision you have to
Mariah, and Ariana Grande, you know, the big three.
good company. But I also feel like with Eurovision, like if you have it, you gotta show it. Like I feel like this
Yeah.
competition is one of those things where it's like you have to put everything out there, and like if you have it, yeah, you gotta do it. So I know there's a lot of people online that are like, can she do it live and all these things? We know if she can, and she can. So it's exciting to also like see that conversation online happen too, because it is such a like bold and brave decision for her to be like, this needs to be in the song. So we're excited for the live performance.
Yeah. I think for me, what I've found watching Eurovision and hearing these songs, you can tell there's a little bit of hesitation in the recording when you know that they're not going to be able to hit it on stage, and there's none of that in this one.
Yeah, I mean, we were all. I mean, we could have also just done one, but we were like, why not provide two whistle notes, and why not make one higher than the next? Like, it's just all over the place with runs and stuff. So, yeah, it's fun.
Well, and what's amazing too, one of the clips that you sort of created leading up to the release of Stormchaser has raw footage of you, BIRGO, sort of just playing with music as you, Shawn, were like, I've been looking for artists, and in some of that raw footage, you've got some of those high whistle notes. So we've got a little preview of what you can do just in the raw. So I'm feeling confident, and so I'm excited to see this live. Something that I saw recently on your Instagram stories is that you have polled your followers, and I'm curious if you've decided yet. Are you going Icelandic or are you going English? Which way are you leaning?
Oh, I'm dreading this question. I mean, I just pulled it because obviously there has been a lot of talk in the comments, like, "Oh my God, you need to keep it in Icelandic." I mean, I think for now I am leaning more towards the English, just because I don't know. I just feel more connected to the English version also because that's how we wrote it together, and the Icelandic version was kind of just whipped up before we turned it in. So yeah, I just feel like that is just more personal and connect more to that version.
Yeah, and I think honestly the mistake we see is when artists submit the version that they're less connected to. You know, if they throw an English version in there and they submit that one, it never comes out as good as how it was originally written. So,
Yeah.
not to sway you, but that's my opinion.
You heard it here first. In Colorado, United States.
Yeah.
Both versions are beautiful in my opinion.
Yes,
I've downloaded them
absolutely.
both, so go with what your heart tells you to do.
Mhm.
This is one of our constant like conversations on WhatsApp, just being like, oh, everyone's saying like Icelandic, but then we originally wrote it for English, and then what if we do half and half? And then I think RUV also, like the Icelandic broadcaster, I think initially had some rule where it was like how you intend to do it in the final is how it has to be, like there's no changes. So we said English. So now we're like, I don't even know if we know 100% if we can change it. We probably can. I don't know. But yeah, so there's a lot of like factors I think that are at play, but it's stressful.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Shawn, when are you planning to fly out to Iceland and begin your preparations for national finals?
I think probably like the 5th or 6th of February, so a couple days before the semifinal, just to, watch rehearsals. And the other songwriter as well, Jonas Gladnikoff, is going to do the same. So I think I might stay there till the final if she ends up making it past the first semifinal. So that would be like a full month in Iceland, chilling with BIRGO and her fam. Um, and then Jonas is going to come twice from Sweden, where he lives, to Iceland for the semifinal. And then if we make it to the final, he'll come back for the final. So there's a lot of, we're like going hardcore for this one. A lot of dedication and family time too.
Well, my prediction is you were going to be there for the full month. So,
Yeah, we are manifesting
yes.
to get to the finals, but when?
Absolutely.
I'm here for it.
BIRGO, have you had a chance to meet the other performing artists? Are you starting to build other relationships with them? And if so, what does that look like? And how are folks feeling around each other just as far as camaraderie and friendships are building?
Yeah, I mean, we've only met once, everyone together. But I know, like, because I was in the Idol shows here in Iceland, and we are 4 girls from the Idol shows, so we already kind of know each other. So we've been chatting a lot. And then, yeah, I'm just excited to meet the other contestants better and more. So, yeah, we are like chatting and making group chats and stuff like that. And yeah.
Well, Doug, Katie, if you don't have any other questions, I do have a couple of questions from some of our fans, if folks are ready to answer some of those.
Yeah, let's jump into fan questions.
Yeah. And if I mispronounce any of these names, I am so sorry.
We are not known for excellent pronunciation on this show. I'll just say that much.
Loin Dichi. At Megan Chungoff, first off, that I nailed it.
Nailed it.
No, I'm laughing at the loin. I just got the loin.
Oh, yeah.
Loin
DC.
Loin DC.
That like kills the inner French Canadian in me.
I know.
No, but it's all good. I love it.
Go back and watch that episode if you haven't.
I mean,
Uh,
Oh my god.
says, hey, Shawn, hey, BIRGO. First question, why did you decide that this is the year that it was the right year to do Eurovision?
take it away.
I mean, honestly, it just puzzles perfectly together because I've been on like a huge self-growth journey. I've always been like a super shy kid, and I feel like this is exactly the time where I'm kind of opening up and exploding into the world. And then just, I feel like everything just happens for a reason, honestly. Like,
Mm.
Shawn sent me the message, we didn't get in last year, and now I've just been building myself up, and then now it's in. I just feel like, yeah, it's all just destiny. I don't know. Like, yeah.
Love that.
To build off of that too, like I feel like we have like we through our chats we've noticed that there's certain numbers that come up like speaking on like destiny, and
Yeah.
like one of the numbers is like 11 1. Like obviously 1 is like everyone's favorite number
Our
probably because
angel
it's number
numbers,
1,
yeah.
angel numbers. But the other weird thing too is like my birthday is January 11th, so 111. Jonas's birthday is January 11th, 111. And then like we find when we're like messaging each other, our voice notes will last for like 1 minute and 11 seconds or 11 seconds, or you know, like, or we'll message each other right at 11:11 or things like that. So it just does feel like genuine destiny, knock on wood. But yeah, it just feels like the right time. And personally for me speaking, like I've always submitted songs to national finals, so there's no right time. Every time is a right time for me. But this one in particular feels like the most destined for greatness song I think that I've ever worked on.
I
submitted songs to other country national finals, and so it kind of feels as though like Iceland was finally the right winning combination for you.
Yeah, I mean, I've loved all the songs that I've done in other national finals 100%. Like I can't knock them whatsoever. But this experience has just felt different. Like almost I can't really pinpoint it. I mean, yes, the song feels special, and obviously BIRGO has like the most incredible, insane, wild voice. But just like everything surrounding it too just feels special with the ones and all of the other stuff. So yeah, it feels good.
Shawn, Megan also wants to know if you can elaborate a little bit more about your inspiration to write Stormchaser. I know that in your YouTube video, you talk a little bit about the backstory around anxiety and chasing after that, and kind of channeling some of that into chasing after, you know, big dreams and accomplishments like that. Is there more backstory to that? And I guess I'll add a added layer to that to you, BIRGO. Is there anything behind that that really captured you passion wise when you were singing behind that song, behind that story?
Anxiety has been with me, I guess, ever since I was born. You know, singing was with BIRGO, anxiety was with me. We just those are the cards that we were dealt with. And so yeah, it's just like my journey, I guess. And so I have never really written a song about it. I feel like you know, it's so easy to write like a love song or, you know, song about passion or whatever. But this one was just something where I felt like I first came up with the title like Stormchaser, and I was like, I really love that concept of kind of like running into the storm. I've never heard a song with that title before, and I looked it up too, and it was like not really like something that, you know, was it wasn't like a song title that was like really out there. So yeah, I just worked with that, and it felt like, you know, deeply personal. And I know like BIRGO obviously has had like a lot of experiences with it as well, as we all have, because mental health is something that we all deal with. And so it just was like a good combination, something that felt really authentic to me, and something that, you know, felt also like really raw and personal to her as well.
Oh, kitty.
I know he's having a mental breakdown right now. He's like, give me attention right now.
Heard you say anxiety. I know her. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh my god. BIRGO, what about you? What in particular about the messaging behind Stormchaser really resonates with you, that helps deliver so much passion behind the vocals?
Yeah, I mean, it's also like my whole process just trying to be a singer, because I've also had like a lot of anxiety. And that has really stopped me from continuing with my career in music and to be able to perform in front of people and everything like that. So I feel like it's just so empowering to step on a stage with a song that's telling you to just go into the storm and just fight the anxiety. And that's just, yeah, it just fits so perfectly, and I can connect to that song so well on that note.
This sort of segues to the next question that they ask as well, looking at some of the polarity that's going on right now with the rest of the songs that are competing in Iceland this year. Are you paying attention to the polling that's going on right now? And does that add any added layers to some of the emotions that you may be feeling as you go into the next few weeks?
I mean, you definitely see it. Like, people are sending you just everything. So it's like, yeah, there's definitely a lot of competition, but I'm just really trying to just focus on our song and doing the best I can. And, we can't change anything that happens. Just focus on the song, do the best I can, and hopefully people will love it. So, yeah.
Shawn, looking back at how invested you've been with all things Eurovision over the past several years, and now leading up to this moment, you've finally got this song moving forward into the National Song Contest. I'm going to slaughter it for Söngvakeppnin. How are you feeling overall?
I think it like depends on the day. Like some days I'm like really anxious and like I'm like, oh my God, this is like so real and it feels so like I guess close to Eurovision. Like it feels like an entry that like really feels like it actually has a lot of potential, where the other ones did too. But I guess it's just, another year, another song. But yeah, and then there's some days where I feel like really excited and I just want to be in Iceland right now and I want February 22nd to just like happen. So I'm like in this weird mix of being like enjoy the process, trust the process, let everything happen, and like I want to freaking make this happen and be there right now, and I want, I want the final to be today. So yeah, but overall, it's just like really, really exciting to see like the response from this, because I think people are feeling like this is like something special, and I feel the same way, and so it's really nice for that to be like those two feelings amongst me and the fandom, I guess, to like merge together.
Mentioned kind of like, oh, I'm ready for it, but also like, let's say this time. It's a slow burn. You got 2 semifinals, then this final. It's gonna take a while. How do you feel about that?
Thanks, Doug, for that question. You're going to be going through hell for another month. How do you feel about that?
Isn't this so daunting? Don't you? I mean, Mr. Anxiety, how you feeling, anxiety?
No. I feel good. Ultimately, I think I want this to last a long time. I want the slow burn. I want this to, it's like it's like the high of a drug that lasts for a long time, I guess. Because at the end of the day, like once it's over, it's over. And so I'd rather have this anxiety than not have the anxiety. And I think that's literally what Stormchaser is all about. Is like sometimes anxiety is a good thing. Like run into the storm, feel the emotions. I'm a scared traveler. Like I don't like flights. I don't like being away from home. I'm a little mildly agoraphobic, but like I know that this experience is all about like especially with this song, like it's about like chasing that feeling. And that's the way to recovery in my view. And so yeah, I'm personally excited for this slow experience. Can't speak for BIRGO though. I don't know what your thoughts are.
BIRGO,
Yeah,
same question to you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. It's like I just want it to happen, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want it to be over. So it's just, yeah, but yeah, it's definitely getting tiring. We're always like up at 4 a.m. being like, oh my God, what's happening? And like, it's really happening. And yeah, it's just a lot of anxiety, but it's good anxiety. So
So let's
Well,
manifest.
leading into that.
Yeah, let's manifest. It's May. We're in Switzerland. What can I bring you as a gift from the United States? because I'll be there.
Oh my God, Raising Canes. I don't know if we
Please.
have that in.
We do.
We do.
We do.
That's my new obsession. My partner lives in Cleveland, and I didn't know about this until like 2 or 3 months ago, and that sauce, that chicken sauce, that Raising Cane sauce is just it's insane. So yeah, if you could refrigerate that on the plane and then just bring that to me, I'll be a happy Canadian.
They literally just opened one like 10 minutes from our house. So I'll make
Thanks,
that happen.
Steven.
You're welcome,
Now-
Shawn.
Amazing.
now I'm so jealous. I'm anxious. I'm jealous.
See, and that just my sweatshirt says this big dog has big feelings.
Oh, that's so cute.
So I feel like it's totally perfect for today's topic.
If nothing else, I'll be sure to give each of you a Eurovision Kiki sticker.
Yes.
Take it.
Mhm.
I'll put it on this laptop.
Yes.
Exclusive Eurovision Kiki merch.
Yes.
Yes. Can you give us, even if it's like one word or a color, like a staging preview of what we can expect?
I can say like a stone.
Stone. Ooh. Okay.
Grown.
What's going on?
I love
And
it.
that run wild with it.
Yep.
I'm a
I
leaf
love that.
blower in the stone.
And then I know, Shawn, you've been paying attention to other national finals. Do you have any, other than Stormchaser, obviously, that have stuck out to you so far this year?
Well, let me grab my list. I love that question.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Okay. I would say, where is it? Okay, I love Nightmares from UMK, but at the same time too, I'm kind of like, ugh, it's in a similar vein to Stormchaser.
Yeah,
So
which don't-
Stormchaser,
Don't
yeah,
get my vibe.
Stormchaser.
Okay.
Bitch
Can-
stole my look.
Can we?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to say, I don't know, BIRGO, if you're ever considering doing some type of international
Mm.
girl duo or girl group, but in my head, you and Nia River somehow do some type of duo ballad together or song. That would be amazing.
All right, Shawn, start writing.
That'll be epic. Yeah, I love that song, and I think that would be the epic duo.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I like that one. Monopol from Croatia. I really like that one. Has like a really cool,
Yeah.
like authentically Balkan feel to it, I feel. I'm okay. Malta is. I think in maybe the last podcast we talked about Malta, and just
Malta.
yeah, going off on
Mhm.
last episode thing that I was, that the podcast episode that I was on. There's so many bops in Malta that if Malta does not once again qualify for the final at Eurovision with one of these bops, I'm going to like protest on the streets of the EBU headquarters because it's just insane. Concrete, Nathan Salia is really, really good. Juno, obviously, cunt, block me out if I can't say that word. Great
I love
song.
it.
And Heaven Sent. Those are some really, really good ones, I think, in Malta. And then Esa Diva and Ratita de Lorar in Spain for Benidorm are my favorites. So, but I'm curious to know, like, what are your guys? Like, who are your ones that you're looking at right now?
I mean, I think Nia River is a universal fave right now.
Yes.
It's
There's
So,
also
we
a
just
song
love
from
that song.
Iceland called Stormchaser that we've been really liking.
yeah, we've been really
Oh.
tracking that one.
Tell me more.
I have been obsessed with Rafaela and No Thank You from Luxembourg, as well as Laura Thorne, La Poupée Mon Leçon. Look at that, my French got better.
Beautiful.
I know.
Blondici.
So I know. Over in Lithuania, no, not Lithuania, Latvia, I am loving the Ludwig and Ligo. That one keeps creeping up a little bit more compared to CT Zenny. I'm sorry, Katie.
I still
But-
don't get it. I just
I
will
know.
never get it. I'm sorry. Okay.
That
whatever.
I think is going to be the like ultimate battle in Latvia because people like are very. I did a video on the Ludwig. Now I'm mispronouncing things, but that entry, and a lot of people were like very angry, and they're like, it has to be CT Zenny. So yeah, that one's gonna be a battle, I feel.
I will say, like, their song this year is Hardcore Redemption compared to Eat Your Salad, and is still very much a bop, but for right now, the Ludwig is winning me over day by day.
Yeah, fair.
And then, like, I know it's hard to pick a favorite, but like, what are maybe 2 or 3 songs of Eurovision history that are some of both of your favorites? If you can, I mean, off the top of your head, I know that can be tough, but like, but I know, I'm sure you both are big fans of Eurovision, so
Yeah.
any
I mean,
top faves?
I always have to say Only Teardrops, because it's just funny. In Iceland, we all have to play the flute, and I remember like coming home from a flute practice and seeing this girl in gold and everywhere around her with the flute, and being like 9 years old watching it. It's like a core Eurovision memory. So I always
love that. I love that.
And I would say, I mean, I've been so redundant with saying this answer for everything. I actually posted a video about Iceland's 2009 performance recently, and someone was like, "We get it. You like Iceland 2009." So I feel like it's weird because I continue to have to repeat this as my answer, but it is my answer. But if I were to have to think of something else that gave me like chills, 1991 Carola, her winning entry that year is my favorite winner of all time, and my favorite like performance since I've been watching the competition is probably like Pastora Soler, Quédate Conmigo, Eurovision Spain 2012. That one, I love a good vocal, obviously, hence why BIRGO is singing Stormchaser. And so that performance is like just like for me the gold standard of vocal performances at Eurovision.
Those are my questions. Now I'm done.
Doug, any questions?
I feel like you have everything. You guys are great. Thank you for being
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
everything we can do.
All right.
Right back.
Now
you
bring
can
it
shout
home.
out the socials.
Yeah, now I'll bring it home. Shawn Myers, it's always great to have you at the Kiki, and we always appreciate you. You know that you're always welcome back anytime, as well as you, BIRGO. You are part of the Eurovision Kiki family, so you hit us up and let us know whenever you want to come hang out with us. So we'd love to have you around more. I know, Shawn, let the people know where they can find you.
Worldvishawn on everything, I think. Yeah.
And BIRGO, let the people know where they can find you on the social medias as well.
Yeah, it's BIRGO official everywhere.
Love it. Super easy. And we will be sure to include all of that information in the descriptions on our YouTube and Spotify channels, which is where you can find this episode. And we thank all of our fans and listeners for catching this one yet again. And be sure to like and follow all of our content. Let us know what you think. Leave a comment, if you will. And that'll do it for this episode. Let us know what you think. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and I guess TikTok.
For now.
And everywhere else in the world still,
Yeah.
I guess.
At Eurovision.
We just might not be posting content.
Yeah, at Eurovision Kiki. Got questions? You can always send those our way at eurovisionkiki@gmail.com. Much love, BIRGO and Shawn. Good luck. We will be rooting for you, not just for the national finals. We're manifesting all the way to Eurovision. Much love to both of you, and we will see all of you at our next Kiki.
Bye.
Bye.